Let me give you 4 of them. Number 1, understandable. The syntax, the grammar, it's all so easily laid out. Large toolset. Though it's not uncommon for popular programming languages to have large toolsets, Python really stands out with its countless inbuilt possibilities, which can save you so much time. Number 3, beautiful. That's not really an argument, but yeah, it's a nice programming language. Number 4, concise. Java, contrary to Python, requires several lines of code to print hello world. If you want to learn more about this, you should definitely visit pythonconquerstheuniverse.wordpress.com. Alrighty, enough with the small talk. Let's launch the damn Python rocket in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so make your way to Google and type in Jupyter Notebook. Then click on Project Jupyter. Okay, so Project Jupyter exists to develop open source software, open standards and services for interactive computing across dozens of programming languages. It's a fantastic open source software which everyone should use. You have the choice between installing the notebook or simply trying it in your browser. For now, I suggest trying it in your browser. We don't have all the time in the world, so let's just click on Try it in your browser. Okay, let's wait. Then we can click on New. So just click on Python 3. Voila, that's the Python version we're going to be using. Okay, so the IN stands for input. We're going to be writing some simple statements into that little box. You can give your document a new name. You can even save it if you wish, but it's all up to you. Let me just call it First Python Test. And we can start writing our very first statement. Parentheses and hello world. If you want to run the statement, simply click on Run. I suggest another method, so all you have to do is hold down Shift and then click Enter. It's a much faster way to print your statements, but as you wish. So let's just do that again. Print hello world, hold down Shift and click Enter. Voila, hello world. You can write something like Python expert. Output is Python expert. So the beautiful thing about an interpreted language such as Python is that we can get immediate results. There's no need to compile. We can see every step of the way, and that's the cool thing about interpreted programming languages such as Python. Very good. Every once in a while, you might run into a little problem with Jupyter. What I suggest doing is to simply refresh your page. So Chrome will ask you, do you want to reload the site? You click on Reload. Very good. Starting a new notebook server just for you. What a privilege. Voila. Click on New. Python 3. And there we go. New notebook. Okay, so feel free to discover the ins and outs of Jupyter Notebook. We'll see each other in the next lesson. We'll be learning about numbers. Stay tuned. Numbers. With Python, you can calculate pretty much anything. Evidently, the order of operations applies. PEMDAS is the acronym for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Let us exemplify this with a straightforward calculation. 2 to the power of 3. Exponents are represented by 2 stars. Times 22. Divide what's inside the parentheses by 35. Add 20. Subtract minus 9.5. In these previous calculations, we have used integers. Integers are whole numbers. In other words, they are not decimals. .2, 4.56, 2.34 are what we call floats in Python. Simply write float and within the parentheses an integer of your choice. Output 3.0. The float function has added a decimal to our integer. Stay tuned, in the next lesson we're going to be learning about basic operators. Basic operators. Typically, you'd write a single equals sign to demonstrate that 2 is equivalent to 2. When dealing with calculations and conditions in Python, you have to write 2 equals signs, otherwise your code won't be validated. The output true is a Boolean statement. In Boolean algebra, inputs are either given the truth value false or true. Just like logic gates, they are usually denoted by 1 and 0 respectively. Not equal to is denoted by an exclamation mark and equal sign. This is the greater than sign. In this particular case, we say 5 is greater than 2, output true. This is the less than sign. In this particular case, we say 5 is less than 2. Output false. Variables. What is a variable? Well, a variable has a value. Let us write the variable sunny days. The gap between the words sunny and days has to be filled with an underscore. Alternatively, you can avoid an underscore and attach them. Variables are not containers of information. They are merely names for the containers of information. Sunny days has a value of 35. This value is quantitative. We can also have non-quantitative values. Let us print sunny days. Output the very value we ascribed to sunny days. Let us write another variable, Noam underscore Chomsky underscore age. This time a so-called string is its value. This value is non-quantitative. Let us combine the two values. Of course, Python signals an error. We can't concatenate an integer with a string, the string being unknown. Since we hate errors, let's try something else. Let us write a new variable. Let us add both of these variables. Output, unknown deceased. Let us do the same for integers. Next chapter is about strings. See you there. W, our variable, equals to wizard, our value. Without double quotes, Python cannot determine what it is we wrote. To make it clear it's a string, we write wizard with double quotes. We can either print the variable's value by using the print function or by simply re-entering the variable. If we wish to determine the length of a string, we can use the len function. Len meaning length. If we wish to have wizard in capital letters, we can write W, our variable, upper, and parentheses. If we wish to retrieve a specific element from our string, we write our variable, and within brackets a number. As you can see, the number 0 retrieves the very first letter of our value. Why? Because Python starts counting from 0 onwards, not from 1, but from 0. If we wish to isolate specific elements from our string, we can write a colon within brackets and a number. In this specific example, colon 4 encompasses everything from 0 to 3, 0 being W, 1 being I, 2 being Z, and 3 being A. Writing a number which cannot be assigned to any string's element generates the following error. String index out of range. If we wish to encompass what follows from 2 onwards, we write our variable, then brackets, and then within brackets 2 and colon. 2 being Z, 3 being A, 4 being R, 5 being D. In the next chapter, we'll be discussing lists. Boy, I'm having a really bad day. Since science tells me that eating healthy stuff assuages chemical imbalances, I've decided to go on a wild shopping spree. Of course, I can't go anywhere without my shopping list. Thankfully, Python comes to the rescue. Shopping_list is my variable. This variable is equal to brackets. Within brackets, insert strings. All strings are separated by commas. Then, print it by rewriting the variable. As we've seen in the previous chapter, we can retrieve a specific element from our list. You know what? Since I wasn't exactly blessed with an Einsteinian memory, I'm going to have to write another list. If we write both of our variables and separate them with a comma, Python prints both lists separately. Though I am no genius, I am most certainly organized. I wish to have a single list instead of 2. So what do? I concatenate. Python respects the order in which I listed my to-buy products. Once again, I am a very forgetful person. I want to add another product to my list. Append will prevent my forgetfulness from not buying everything I wish to buy. If I leave my parentheses empty, Python tells me that 0 arguments were given. Let us therefore add a new product to our list. Voila, the item bread is now on my list. Since I'm no millionaire, I wish to remove an item from my list. It's becoming too expensive. The function remove will help me in doing so. Once again, if our parentheses are left empty, Python tells us that 0 arguments were given. We therefore write the item we wish to remove into our parentheses. To verify that it has been successfully removed, we can re-enter our respective shopping list. Len tells us how long the list is. Python recognizes that there are several strings. As a result, it counts the number of strings, not individual letters. The function count tells us the amount of strings we've entered. See you in the next chapter where we will be discussing tuples. Above, we can see a list. Lists are mutable, since we are free to add and remove items whenever and wherever we want. Tuples are a bit different. Let us write the same thing, but instead of using brackets, we use parentheses. Now let us use the remove function. Python tells us that the tuple object has no attribute, remove. Tuples, contrary to lists, are immutable. We cannot freely add or remove items from our tuples. Del, which stands for delete, can be used with lists, not with tuples though. Tuples are not as estranged as you might think. Just like we've done with lists, we can determine the length of a tuple by applying len. For lists, we've used brackets. For tuples, we've used parentheses. Let us fill our dictionary with some data. The string name is our key. The string Eric is our value. The key and value are separated by a colon. Let us create a couple more pairs. Since I'm a very forgetful person, I wish to add a new pair to our dictionary. All I have to do is insert my key between brackets. I re-enter the name of my dictionary, which is dict. Our new pair has been added to our dictionary. To index specific values of our dictionary, all we have to do is enter a key into brackets. If we wish to remove a key and its value from our dictionary, we can use .pop. Within parentheses, we write the key we wish to remove. If we think our dictionary is total rubbish, we can use .clear parentheses to remove everything that's inside the dictionary. As usual, len specifies how many elements are inside a dictionary. Since we've cleared our dictionary, len has nothing to count. The answer is therefore 0. See you in the next lesson where we will be discussing conditional statements.